Hey crew, Mark Hatmaker here on ESP Raw 210. It's kind of like a two for everything in there, from the striking to the rough and tumble to the grappling. We give you a partner drill aspect of it, but we definitely give you solo drill correlates because we know when let's face it, in some cases for some people, both economically and physically and health-wise, god-awful times. Still, but if you still got your health about you, but you're having to self-quarantine, rightfully so, take care of yourself, take care of others, then you can still get your training in. One of the things we're covering on Raw 210 on the mat portion side of things, we're taking that Achilles lock. We're going to really break that son of a gun down and make sure we get every detail possible and throw it at the wind. I mean, my right knee got ruined. It's best that I'm going to go ahead and destroy the rest of the knees in the world. We will really break apart how to do this, all the proper grips. The grips, like I said, are, whoa, that's really, really woefully wrong. And we will really break down the pressure squat. And I'm not doing that here. I'm going to give away one piece of candy, one with the person and one with the bag on it. And the thing I'm going to show you is how to do a stretch retention drill with a sandbag. Well, in this case, I'll bring you in a minute. The sandbag, picked this up at Walmart, fairly cheap, and I filled it up with rubber mulch. That way, if you get all your sweat on it all the time, like sand starts packing in one side or the other, and it gets tough, and it gets less thigh-like. This is about a good thigh size, and then the rubber mulching means that the more you get it wet with all your nasty, stinky body odor, has a tendency still not to mildew and go rancid on you. It'll last much longer, at least it has for us. And the retention on it is, when we're hanging on to it, is we're not wrapping under. We're keeping everything in tight. So you can see it from the shelf position. And you're wrapping everything nice and tight. If you want to, whenever we're doing a stretch drill, I'm going to show you with a person. I'll come back and do the stretch drill on this. And don't let me forget how to show and talk about the stretch drill with this. Let me go ahead and bring it in here, please. I'm going to show you how to stretch with the person. Then we'll get to about stretching and land you back, please. And I'll take that right leg, that photogenic leg, the one that's closest to the camera. I'm in pressure squat. Life is good for me. I've got everything I want going right now. In case you go, what's going on with the pressure squat? Well, look at busting the legs, or better yet, look at Raw 210. We break it down in even more detail. The pressure squat just starts eating up that hip almost immediately. And even though it looks like I'm only working this leg, what's going on here with this foot and this pocket and this knee and this arm right here is really making this leg go to sleep on me. And it's pretty much useless at this point. You go, what? Raw 210, right? Not everything's for free, right? But what I'm talking about was whenever I fall back, I don't want to fall back. I need some stretching position here. Meaning that if I do any kind of leg lock, and look at her leg's about a 90-degree bend right now, okay? We know this is more of an acute angle, and then we have a straight angle. The more bend she has in her leg, the more defensive she's going to be able to be and apply more counters to what is going on, whether those be striking or counter grappling with me. So I need there to be some bend in the leg. Not from the pressure squat position, but whenever I go back. Meaning that whenever I do drop back to the leg lock, if I just fall back or have what's called a weak stretch position, or a weak sprint really, is look at the bend in the knee. If I come back, and let's say I've not thrown the leg over yet, but let's say I start throwing the leg over right now. Well, I'm here to tell you, for all intents and purposes, I'm wrong. Too much angle in the leg. I want more and more and more bend. Now, how's that going to happen? If I just fall back and then put this in, don't let me bend this, okay? And I'm starting here. You're going to pull it, pull, pull, pull. Yeah, I mean, arms versus legs here, it's unwise. Now, I can start using some gouging tactics to open this up, but that means I've already bypassed being good at my job to begin with. I want to stretch from the word go. And so I'm going to move from pressure squat immediately into stretch. So the leg makes this clearance so much easier. And all my leg retention, only one leg retention we're going to use, is the one that makes sense. Now to make this happen, let's slide you back this way a little bit. Meaning, let's take a look here. Here's her butt. I'm going to, on a pressure squat, if I'm doing it right, my ankle bone is right up there on her hip pocket. We're nice and there tight, so one spot. I pull this back. Let's call this the starting line. That's her mnemonic right here. All right, so butt, her butt, my heel, starting line, and we watch that starting line, and I do a drop back. We're still on the starting line. Where's this race Hatmaker? Ain't nothing happening. Also, if I'm throwing this over while she's pulling the knee to her, and now I'm getting some blockage going on here. Let's get back on those starting positions here, because Usain Bolt gave me a call, told me what I was doing wrong. So we got butt, pocket, starting line. You ready? Now we're in a race. We see that? This is what we want. Stretch the body, and if I'm throwing the same time that's happening, look at this, we've eaten all this out of there, and I didn't throw it over right now because I wanted to illustrate what we're talking about. Let's go back on the starting line. This time I'm not going to the leg lock because I don't give away all the candy. Are you ready for the free? All right, so we're right here. Boom! That's what I'm looking for, so I've got no problem putting anything over the top. Let me get out of here, thank you. There's no... we didn't do the full leg retention, we didn't run the bona fide grips, we didn't tell you why sewing leg retention is probably unwise for you, particularly if you're a street performer, street player. I didn't mean to make it like you're jugglers and mimes, nothing wrong with that. But we do want the stretch. Back to this sandbag, because I promised you, what's a good stretch drill for this? One, you can use this and just have good memory on it, but if you've got yourself a drag sled around or just some of these standard floor bags, tie yourself a line. A line's on a boat, I'm sorry, talking sailing time. Tie a rope from the end of your sandbag to, let's say, your drag bag. Have it laying out there. Then start out with that rope already taut, all right? And your job is, you know what the starting line is on it, is to launch back and see how far you can drag a 60, a 70, a 90, hell, a 100, 110 pound banana bag. How far you can drag it with one big burst. Remember, when you're doing that burst, it's not you standing up and dropping back. It's driving all off of this, reaching and just seeing how far you can go with that drag. When you're able to get that drag out there and you know the rope stays taut as you're moving back, the further that bag goes, the better you got it. And when you actually grab a human being, that leg's going to open up and it's gorgeous out there. So play with those ideas. I hope those help you. And please, folks, stay safe for yourself. Take care of others.